It says I'm live. Let's see how long it takes for people to get in here. Hair is a mess as usual. I think I've been working or something. Well, what I need to know, it is very windy outside. Okay, it's very windy. Of course, it's kind of died down right this second. I don't know how long the winter's supposed to last for. I was going to check the weather, and I didn't. Let me see here. Yeah, so I'm in the barn, and coming into the barn, I knocked a thing of nails on the floor. Thankfully, I've got a magnet. Otherwise, I'd be picking up nails all afternoon. So I have to go out and get my magnet so I can pick up all these nails that are in here. I don't need nails on the floor of my barn. Nope, definitely do not need nails on the floor of the barn. Anyway, it has been crazy time. I'll tell you. Think carefully before you get a dairy animal. Think very carefully. Because having a dairy animal, whether it be a goat or a cow, okay, or even if you milk a sheep, okay, think carefully. Because it is a commitment. Say, oh yeah, well I can do calf sharing or I can do kid sharing. Well, that's what I thought. Sometimes things don't turn out the way you think that they're going to turn out. So I am tied up with milking twice a day, every day of the week. 24/7. Well, okay, not 24/7, but 7 days a week, every day. I have to milk Daisy twice a day. Okay, I got milk coming out my eyeballs. Anyway, so it's a commitment. And my husband just informed me they're having a spaghetti dinner social at our church coming up, and he said that it falls between 4 and 6. Well, we milk around 5. So that kind of makes it tough. So we got to figure this out. Try and get her to go a little bit later, and we go early. And that's a possibility. I don't know. But yeah, these things, if you got a dairy animal and you can't, share with its offspring, it's something. I'm just hearing a strange noise. I don't know if it's a bird or a frog. I don't think the frogs are chirping right now because it was really warm yesterday and it was rainy. Okay, today it is cool, which is why I have the sweatshirt. If I was working outside in the sun, I wouldn't need the sweatshirt. But sitting in the barn with the wind blowing through, I thought, you know what? Maybe I do want the sweatshirt since I'm sitting in the barn. So I got my sweatshirt on. And the roosters are very talkative. They're probably upset with me because I have all the girls penned up. I've got a couple of the girls that are just tore up, from the boys just going at them. So, you know what? I was keeping a rooster in with the girls at night. It's like, you know what? No roosters. They're going to stay cooped up for a couple days, give them a break from the roosters. Hopefully, this coming Saturday, there is an auction that I will be going to. And I'm planning on taking at least 3 roosters because I'm going to keep the 2 lavender Orpingtons. Well, the one is not really, I don't know what you call him. He's lavender, but he's got orange in his feathers. So I kept him. I probably shouldn't have, but I did because I thought he was rather unique. So I'm keeping him. My main breeder for the lavenders is going to be the rooster I call Big and Beautiful because he's lavender. So I'm going to breed him with my 5 lavender hens when I get the coop done. So I'll have lavender Orpingtons, and then I'm going to have 2. I'm keeping 2 buff Orpingtons as breeders, and I'll be breeding them with my buffs. And I just got to get everything situated, so that I can start my breeding program. And it's just been one thing after another, trying to get things done. You can't do much outside when it's raining. My concentration has been on the goats, but trying to get that done because I've got one more doe to kid, and then my kidding is finished. So hopefully, she'll kid within the next week. I keep hoping. I keep saying that, but she's starting to look uncomfortable. Okay, she's not huge. I think she's only got 1 kid in her. So, but she's, you can tell when they start looking uncomfortable, and she's looking uncomfortable. I think maybe she's ready. Whether or not the kid is ready to come, I don't know, but I think she's ready for it to come. So anyway, so that's the chickens are just been put on the back burner with everything else that's been developing. So the title of my live stream today is Pallets to the Rescue. I'll tell you, I don't know what I do. Like you've said, I'm sure everybody has noticed, the price of lumber is totally ridiculous. It is affecting just about everybody who's got anything going on YouTube that's got construction in it. Okay. Gilbrook Farm. Let me see here. Oh, who else? Oh, different. Who else? Somebody just was doing a building. Was it the Max? Yeah, I think the Max were building. Oh man, I tell you, I'm so bad with names. Just to name a few, everybody's building. They have some kind of building project going on to do with homesteading, and they're hit with this, huge bill now for lumber. It's crazy. I just watched a Gilbrook Farm video this morning, and they were saying that the lumber has gone up 200%, and it has affected their plans for what they're doing with their build. I feel sorry for anybody that's in a major build. It's affecting me. I was going to have the back porch built on my cabin here, and I've been talking with my guys. When I say my guys, I'm talking the Amish guys that I drive to their jobs. Okay. So I've been talking with them and looking at different possibilities. I mean, construction is going up, the price of materials. That's the problem, is the price of materials is just going up. And everybody keeps saying, if you can afford to get your materials now, get your materials now. This is something I've been talking to my husband about. He's not very good at, thinking ahead when it comes to, things that need to be done. And so I got to really carefully approach it with him, because the money I've got, I won't have the money up front. Okay. I have some, I can do some, but a lot of the money I have coming in, it goes towards the farm. Okay. It goes towards animal feed, any kind of supplies that I need. Oh, there's Sheba. Hi, Sheba. Where's the goats? When I came out, I couldn't find her or the goats. Different things. Like, for instance, buying Sheba. That was a farm expense. Okay. I paid for that. Okay. let me see here. The containers for my feed, I paid for that. That's a farm expense. The thing for the tag their ears, that's farm expense. That came out of my money. Okay, so things like that, that's coming out of my money. Um, so I've got my Social Security, and I've got whatever I get paid by my Amish friends. Okay, and I do not give them a set amount. I don't. I said, look, whatever you guys want to pay me, that's fine. I've had so many years of dealing with time slips and punch clocks and stuff. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to think about it. Okay, whatever you guys think is fair, I said the only criteria I have is, so long as we could put gas in the truck. Everything else is gravy. So, and they've been really good. They tried to figure me into their bids, but I don't know, with the lumber costs going up, I don't know how that's going to affect their business. So far, they've been busy, so that's good. Of course, they do a lot of metal garages and metal roofs and stuff like that. So not a lot of lumber involved, but still, even the metal's going up. They were told by, I forget which company it was, they had a list of like 3 or 4 companies that they deal with, and one of them was saying that they expect the metal to go up to $3 a foot. So that's quite high. When I know there was one there that was less than $2. I can't remember what the price was, but I know it was under $2 a foot. So and it's going to affect it, and they do have to use some lumber in what they do. Now, fortunately, they do have a couple of contacts that have small lumber mills, and so they're able to get some things that they need through there. And of course, that's green lumber. They mill it green, but in certain situations, you can get away with that. Not everyone, but in certain situations, you can get away with using green lumber. Of course, it's going to shrink over time. I think I had something bite me up here. But it all depends on what you're doing, and that's something we were talking about with the porch I want to have built. Is okay. At some point down the road, I want to enclose it, okay, or enclose a portion of it. But in the meantime, it's going to be open. It's going to have a roof, okay, and it's going to have a floor, but it's going to be open, so there's going to be airflow. And I asked them, okay, will that work? Will that work for this porch if we use green lumber? So they think it'll be okay. So, that's what we may do, but it's just a matter of, we need to get supplies in. Okay. I think about ordering the metal ahead of time. And I said, it can sit there until we can afford to pay them to do the work. Okay. The labor cost, that can sit there. And they would probably give me a deal on the labor. I try not to take advantage of them though. When they built my goat barn, they had quoted me one price, and it's like, that's not enough. And I doubled it. So, I mean, it wasn't that much. It was a quickie job for them, but still, I don't want to take advantage of them. If it's something I really have to have done and I don't have the money, I'd be upfront with them. Okay. I said, look, I'm in a bind. I need to do this, but I'm very limited with funds. Okay. And there was at one point, there was something that I needed their help for because it involved something up high, and I was really tight. So it's just, they fit it in whenever they could. Okay. So they're good about that, but I'd really, really, really make every effort to not take advantage of them. This is their means of supporting their family. So, I'm not going to, shortchange them. So anyway, so the pallets. Well, I'll tell you, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have the pallets. If I didn't go and scrounge up for decent pallets. And I'm picky when it comes to pallets. When I first started collecting them, I was just taking what I could get. But now I'm being picky about what ones I take. Okay. Like, those blue ones, the ones that are painted blue and red, I don't I don't. Even if someone has them out there in a free pile, I do not take those. For one thing, they supposedly are owned by a sick company. I don't know what the laws are involving that, but you could be charged with theft. Okay, so that's one thing. But also, I knew someone who had them and tried to take them apart, and it's like they are a bugger to try and break apart. And I break apart my pallets. Okay, only in certain situations do I leave them whole. Okay, most of my pallets, especially the good ones, I break them apart and I take the nails out. I save the nails. I use the nails. Okay, where I can, I use the nails. Sometimes I have to use something different, either a smaller nail or a smaller screw. Okay, sometimes you need the big screws. It all depends on what I'm doing with it. Okay, but like I've got this auction coming up on Saturday, and I need to take roosters. And it's clear in the auction flyer that they're buying the animal or animals. It's in the crate and the crate. Okay, so you don't have to bring your own. If it's in a crate, you get the crate too. So I'm not buying a crate. Okay, I'm making it as cheap as I can. Well, I'm using pallets. Okay, taking the pallets apart, taking the wood, cutting it to size, putting it together like I've done before. Okay, they're going to be in good sturdy crates. Okay, so pallets are going to be for that. I'm building raised beds for a garden. Okay, and as a matter of fact, that's what I was trying to work on before I got on here, and before my husband needed to talk to me up in the cabin. But anyway, that's what I was working on, getting ready to get a raised bed done. Okay, so I'm doing that, and also I need to do build a pen for the bucks. Okay, well the boys, because little man's not a buck anymore; he's a wether. Okay, but I've got 3 bucklings that are coming up to the age where they need to be weaned. Okay, and so I need to have a buck pen built. So I need a shelter, and I need the fence going around. Now I'm going to have to buy the fence. Okay, that's money out of my pocket, out of my money. I got to buy the fence. Okay. Now I've got one post that's down there on the ground already. I got another one sitting on the ground. I got a shorter one here. I think, well, by the time I cut off the bad part, it's going to be a short one. So I think I've got enough to build a small shelter. Okay, and I've got plenty of metal, so I can extend the roof line. Okay, because they don't like to spend a lot of time inside when it's nice out. But I need a small space so that when the bucklings are sold, okay, they'll leave Billy and little man, those 2. And if I get another, I'm looking for another buck. Okay, so that I can breed my 2 new dolings. But I need a different buck for them. So when I put them, when I separate them out and everything, there'll be a small shelter there, so they'll have their body heat will keep them warm. I won't have to worry about a heat lamp or anything like that. At least that's the plan anyway. So it'll be a smaller shelter with an extended roof line. That's what I'm looking at. And I think I can do it myself. And I've got the metal I can cut with my my angle grinder, and I can wall it in with that. Okay, and then the pallets, I'll be using pallets to put a floor in, because one thing that I discovered with this goat barn that I've got right now is when it pours rain, and we've had a couple of pouring rains, the floor gets wet. Okay, it's on a hill. Okay, and the hill slopes down. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I had put them at the top of the hill, but that's another whole thing. Okay, from what I could see, it was drier down here. There may be at some point another barn up at the top of the hill. I don't know yet. Just playing this one by ear, okay? Because there may be multiple shelters. It all depends on how things develop with my goat herd. But anyway, so the pallets, I'll lay pallets down. They'll be level, okay? and I'll put the new slats in. I've got I think I saw a pallet up top that I'm going to use down here. And I just have to add slats to it. Okay, so it's good and solid, and I make sure it's level, and it'll be attached to the wall, and it'll be good. It'll be good. Okay, so I've got pallets I can use for that. I got some longer pallets that I've got the 2x4s that came with it. I can use those to help build the buck shelter. Okay, I think I've got enough of the longer ones that I can do that with. The garden beds. I'm taking the ends that are the runners that have the little notches on them, and I'm cutting those in half and putting them together as a corner brace. Okay, and you know, I've got, and I'm still looking for more pallets. Okay, I just whenever I drive someplace and I see they've got pallets and they look like they might be decent. Okay, if it's not a place that I've gone to before, I will ask. Okay, but if it's a place like this one place I go to regularly, I know I've asked, and they said if they're piled in this spot, they're free. Help yourself. Please take them. Okay, they're usually very happy about you taking them. So that's what I do. Okay, unfortunately, I have a Tahoe and not a pickup truck, so I'm very limited as to how many I could take. And that's another reason why I have to be picky about what ones I take. Like they've had some there that had plywood on them, and it's not very good plywood. It's really cheap plywood. But if I could get that off, and I could use that for some of my projects. Ooh, that's the wind. Something's got. That's probably something that Sheba was chewing on. She likes to get the old jugs of blown around, and she chews on them. Anyway, it's blowing that way now. Okay. Anyway, I'm saying the pallets. How I'm getting the pallets. I forget my train of thought is like it blew away with the wind. Oh man, I tell you. But it's like with the cost of lumber, I would not be able to get done what I need to get done if I didn't scrounge up the pallets. And I hear people saying, "Oh, I wouldn't use pallets," and "Oh, there could be dangerous stuff." Like, well, I'd say the vast majority of pallets I see, they are the heat treated ones. Okay, and they could have chemicals. Well, you got to be careful what you use them for. Okay, most of the things I'm using mine for are outside. Okay, yeah, I'm using them for my garden. There's not going to be that much in the way of chemicals. It's like, I'm sorry, but what else am I going to do? I can't afford to buy lumber for every project. I just can't. Okay. I thought I was going to use the some of the saplings that had trees that were like this big around. Okay. I thought I was going to use the trunks for that, but come to find out that particular type of tree, if it's on the ground, it rots quickly. Not really good wood for building raised beds. Okay, so we're not doing that. What if I use it for something else that's off the ground? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But I think most of everything I cut down so far is pretty much shot. Okay, so live and learn. I didn't know that when I started cutting things down. I know now. Oh, anyway. So my hair's blowing. And another thing I need to get done. And this is something that's going to be a little bit different, is I bought a mattress. I don't have a bed frame. I was sleeping on an air mattress. Okay. And that's what we've been using since we've been here, is air mattresses. Well, they are not meant to be slept on full time. Okay. And they will eventually give out. And mine gave out. So I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm done with the air mattresses. I'm getting myself one of those boxed, rolled up, real tight mattresses. I picked one up at Walmart for a couple $100, and that's what I got. I don't have a bed frame. My air mattress was a tall one, so I could sit on it. Okay. Well, it died, so I can't lay on that. So my mattress is sitting on the floor. But you know what? That's the way it is. At some point, I will be building my own bed frame, and good chance I will be building it out of pellets or reclaimed lumber. Uh, you know, it's what I got to do. Unless I can find a free bed frame somewhere on Craigslist or what have you, which you don't see too many of those around. Not to mention, I want it up so high so I can store things underneath it. So, so that's the plan. If I have the wood from the pallets, hey, I'll do that. I got two really nice heavy duty, I think are oak pieces that if I clean them up and I cut them in half, they would make great legs because they're really hefty. Okay. But of course, I'd have to trim them up and square them up and all that fun stuff. Okay. So I don't know yet. I got these two big pieces and we'll see what I do with them. I don't know if they're going to end up being part of my bed frame or if they're going to be something else. But I get pieces like that and I'm just kind of like, okay, set that aside. And it's like, okay, we'll see what I do with that at another point. But I know it's got potential. Okay. And that's one thing I did yesterday morning because I knew there was weather moving in, is I got all my pallet wood organized as much as possible. I burnt some old pallets to get rid of them that were no good for anything. They were pretty badly beat up. So I got that cleaned up, and I got the pallet wood organized, the flat pieces, the slats, and then the runners. Also, the other day, we happened to pull in someplace where the guys wanted to stop and get a drink, and we had the trailer with us, and lo and behold, there's this huge long pallet. It's huge, and I said, "Holy man, look at that pallet right there. That's a long one. Look at those 2x4s. You know the price of 2x4s? Those things are worth gold." So anyway, so I said, ask them if it's okay to take the pallets. They did. They say, I know they come out and they throw them in the trailer. So they're a great couple of guys, I tell you. They understand my predicament. They understand what I'm going through. They think it's funny that I do all this with pallets, but it's free lumber. Okay. And somebody made the comment, well, it's not free. Somebody paid for them. Yeah, I know. But by the time I get them, they're destined for the trash. Okay. By the time I get them, they are throwing them in a dumpster or they're burning them. Okay. So by me taking them, then they don't have to worry about it. And I'm sorry, it's either dumpster or me. Okay. I give them another life. Now, they're probably not going to last for many, many years. At some point, I'm going to have to change things up. Okay. But it gets me to where I need to be. It helps me move along with my plans. Okay. They'll make a fine floor in the goat barn for the goats so they can stay dry and warm. Okay. I've got 2 pallets up, and I have the bed for Sheba, and then they've got the milking stanchion that I'm using for Daisy, which that's another thing that I'm going to have to change up. Yeah, milking her there in the goat pen is becoming a bit of an issue because the kids like to get up there when I'm milking her. And right now, until my milking machine comes in, which is supposed to be this week, I'm just milking into an open bucket. Okay. And they jump up. They're just being kids. Okay. Literally kids. Okay. And they're just having fun. Oh, little Sugar. Oh, she's a riot. She's gotten to be so friendly. At first, her brother was more friendly than she was, but she's gotten to be really friendly. She'll jump up on me. It's like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And I have to bend down there and I have to give her a good pet, and she's just, she knows her name. Her name is Sugar. That's Mama's Doling. So she's she's coming along real nice. I don't have to worry about her. Then there's Ruthie too, and Ruthie is, I think she knows her name, because I call her and she'll look at me. She's not quite as friendly as Sugar just yet, but she'll get there. She'll get there. I've had to pick her up a couple times because little Miss forgets about her sometimes, and then she goes in back. Oh, my baby, where is she? And she's bleeding like crazy. She's like, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?" So she's a riot and a half, I tell you, she is. So there have been a couple times I've had to pick little Ruthie up, but she's getting bigger now, and she's able to keep up with Mom pretty much. So I mean, what are you gonna do when you've got to deal, when you have things you have to do, okay, and the price shoots up on the materials that you need? What do? You do what you got to do. I put the word out with the guys. Okay, look, if I can get this back porch done, at some point it's going to be enclosed. I'm looking for double doors for the front entrance, which would be on the side of the porch. Okay, I've got 4, maybe 5 windows. I think, well, one's smaller than the other. I've got 4 windows already. I want more windows, and I need another door, just a regular single door. If I can get it with a window in it, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm putting the word out so they can keep their eyes and ears open. And if we can get it for free, great. If I can get it cheap, that's good too. I don't want to have to pay full price. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm on Social Security. I'm not making a lot of money on my farm just yet because I'm just not there with the infrastructure yet. I'm getting there. Like I said, the 3 bucklings, they're going to go. Now, I don't know what Moo is going to give me, if it's going to be a doe or a buck. It doesn't matter. If it's a buck, it's being sold, okay, or traded. I'll trade one of my bucks for another buck if I have to get another buck, because I do have to get another buck. They're going to be sold, okay. I'm keeping the does because I need to expand my herd, so I'm keeping those, selling the bucks. The chickens, I've sold some chickens. I've sold some roosters and some hens. I had hoped to be able to sell some chicks. I don't know that's going to happen this year. I have one hen that's broody. I've got her set up. But she doesn't have a very big clutch with her. She's a small buff. It seems to me that the buffs I had down in New Jersey were bigger than these ones here. So I got to make sure I select the larger buffs, because that's the whole point. If I select the larger buff for breeding, because the small ones just, they're supposed to be a dual purpose bird, and if they're too small, they're not going to have much meat on them. And also, the ones I had up in New Jersey, they were able to handle a clutch of over 10 eggs, whereas this one, she's too small. I don't think she can. So she's got she might have 10, no more than that, and I don't know how many of them are fertilized. With all the roosters I had running around here, you'd think they were, but what people want around here are the lavenders. Well, I am not set up to be able to breed the lavenders, okay, because I have no way of segregating them at this point. Plans are there, but I'm not where I can get that done just yet. Because I'm one person. I'm one person working on all this. Plus, I got other things I'm working the part-time, and I'm also, having things to deal with the house, okay? Take care of my husband and whatnot. There's another thing, too, is my son has had a setback with his eye. So that means we're back to going to the eye doctor every week. So that's another thing. We try to consolidate, knowing I have to go back to town this coming week. I ordered a dog feeder, and they didn't have it in when I was in town. It was coming in on Friday, but it wasn't going to be till later. Well, we were in town Friday morning. We couldn't sit around in town all day. So guess what? My dog feeder's still sitting in at the feed store waiting for me. Well, I'm not making a special trip in town. I can't. So my son has to go to a doctor's appointment later in the week. That's when I'm going to get my dog feeder. I mean, what are you going to do? It's the time, and it's the gas, because the price of gas has gone up too, by the way. I'm sure you've noticed that. So I'm trying to be very, jealous about how I'm burning my gas, okay, and how I'm burning my time, okay. I need to spend more time here. Now, right now, my guys, they're working local, which means they're using their horse and buggy to get there, okay. So I'm not driving them. So I'm home here, and it's supposed to be a gorgeous week all week. Okay, it's a little bit chilly today, but not bad, is because of the breezy. Okay, so hopefully I can get something done. I can get the buck shelter started. Like I said, I've got some larger pieces of lumber that I may be able to use, and since it's going to be a smaller shelter, it's going to be a lower shelter. I think that I can possibly do it myself. We'll see how I do. The only thing is, I might have to buy one more post because I don't think I've got enough. I need one more post, I think. So I may have to order that, and that I'll get local. I'll just get a green green lumber, freshly milled. And what I do if it's going on the ground, I burn the bottom. I got one of those big long propane weed eaters, and I burn the bottom because it'll make it last longer. I can't afford the pressure treated. Pressure treated is too expensive. So I get the green and I burn it, and I put that in the ground. That's what I did for the goat barn. So, it's too bad that my pallets are so short, because those two pieces I got that really, big and solid, they're like that. They're probably close to a 4x4. Okay. This dimension might be a little bit off, might be like 4.5 by 3 3/4 or something like that. Okay, but it's pretty hefty. Okay, well, they're not long enough to use, so I can't use those for any kind of post. But I do have some others. I got those 2x4s. There was 3 of them with that pallet, that long pallet, and 2 of them are really long. One it broke, but it's still. If it wasn't because it had a twist in it, I could use that for my bed frame. It's that long, even with it being broken, but it's got a twist in it, and it's a pretty significant twist. So I don't think I can use that for a bed frame, but I might be able to use it someplace else, like the goat barn. Okay, if it's got a little bit of a twist, it's got a little bit of a twist. It's not going to hurt anything. We're talking a barn, and it's just a little one. It's not even a barn. It's just a shelter. Okay. So I can probably put it to use there. That's probably be the best place. And I've got a couple of 2 by, I don't know if they're 6s, 8s, 10s, whatever, floating around here that I can use as well. Just what I've saved up. Some of this is salvaged wood. My neighbor also said there's a barn that he's going to tear down. He's going to burn it. And I haven't had time before now to go down and take a look at it, but I'm going to try and get down there this week, and maybe there'll be something there that I can use. He said he's not sure how much is good, but there might be something good in there, so I'll take a look. Take my tools with me and see if I can't tear the thing down without it coming down around my ears. Salvage materials. That's what I need to do. So we'll see what happens. So anyway. I am very busy. I am very, very busy. I have not recorded a whole lot since getting Sheba, and Little Miss having her little Ruthie. I know I need to record some more stuff. Hopefully some of this building stuff. There's no point in trying to record today what I do today, because the wind's just going to blow you on the ground anyway. So there's just no point. So whatever I do today, this is it, so I can sit here in front of the camera. Well, it's not a camera, it's my laptop. Okay, sit here in shelter and talk to you here, but that's about it. So, well, I guess I probably should get going. Nobody's popped in to say hi. I've been just rambling on myself. So, which is understandable. I mean, we're talking mostly nice weather now in most places. I think there's a couple places that are getting some nasty weather, like down in Florida. It looked like they were getting some nasty weather. So, but as of today, I think pretty much mostly everybody's got nice weather, decent weather where they can get out and they can do something, get their gardens in, which I'm so far behind, and they can do their homestead projects and whatnot. It's a beautiful day for it. So this is Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. And I gotta stop bouncing on the floor because it jiggles the camera, and I know I'm probably earthquake. No, it's just me bouncing on the floor. So anyway, everybody have a great Sunday. And if I can get something recorded this week, I'll try and post it. But you know me, I make no promises because my life is so crazy. It's so crazy, with everything I got going on. Sometimes I just can't. And, when you have priorities, I've got to get these things done. I've got to get the buck pen built. I've got to get the floor in the goat barn. I've got to get the chicken coop done. I've got to get the raised beds done. I've got to get that in. I'm running out of time on that one. And you know what? My bed frame, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. It is what it is. At least I'm not falling through the floor, right? So, alrighty. Have a good one, people. And I'll talk to you later.